gosh, look, parakeets. 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 Parakeets in our garden. Boo. So I'm back in the garden today and I've just finished having a nice little lunch with my daughter. We broke bread and had a nice pot of peppermint tea. It's a little bit chilly today, it's quite windy, but it's lovely and bright, and I'm determined to repot my thyme plant. It's in this pot here. I'm going to bring it over and show you. It's quite heavy. But the reason why I wanted to bring it over is because this pot was given to me by my lovely neighbour. But the thyme plant, it's been in there for quite some time, but it's not really doing well. And I don't think it needs this pot. It's too big. So I'm going to put it into a smaller compact pot and just sit with you and let's plant together. Oh, the weather's calmed down now and the sun's coming out from behind the clouds. That's lovely. I thought I'd share my fragrance of the day because gardening tends to dry out your hands. So I've got Prada La Femme cream, which is really lovely, and it seems to sink into my skin and keep it moisturized for longer. And Prada La Femme fragrance, oh, so lovely. It's a really good spring perfume and it's just comforting. I like to use ceramic pots because they're really good for the environment, much better than plastic pots, and a lot of those plastic pots you can't recycle. So ceramic pots, they let the air circulate and they just help to retain moisture. Is that a new shoot sprouting from it? Oh, it's a weed. I think that's a weed. We don't want that. So let's remove that. Hey Coco. I just went to get some plant food. Be nice. I'm going to use some of the old soil just to cover it. Because it's so rich, you know. And there weren't any weeds in there either, so it's nice and healthy. But the plant itself this time is so dry. That's what I'm worried about. So it just needs a good feed of water. MiMi, CoCo. This is a ceramic plant finder that I've had for years, and it has the name Thyme carved into it. But just to make it clearer, I get some soil and I rub it. Rub it inside the carving, and then you see it clear as the day. And then I stick it into the plant. In my Jamaican culture, or in Caribbean culture, thyme is a very, very popular, well-loved herb. We use it in our cooking, rice, spicy dishes, curries, salads, all kinds of things. But I'll tell you a little bit of a childhood history of me and thyme. My mother used to grow thyme, and she used to plant it at the back of the garden. So when I was growing up, she'd always say to me and the other children in the family, go to the back of the garden and pick me some thyme. And you'd go all the way to the back of the garden, and sometimes you'd be crunching on snails, or you'd be spooked out by the fox that lived at the back of the garden. And you'd come all the way back to the kitchen, because my mother's garden was quite long. It was at least maybe 40 feet long or more. And you'd go all the way back, and she'd say, that's not enough, go pinch me some more. My mother made me a lovely comforting drink, thyme tea. So you get a few sprigs of thyme, you boil it and then cool it, and then she used to add some sweet milk or honey. Thyme tea is delicious. Now you can explore the note Thyme in the following fragrances. So I grow my own sage and I make my own sage smudge sticks. So this one hasn't completely dried, it's still hanging up. I hang it up on my hanging made to dry, but I'm going to show you how to make them. It's really simple. So I cut some sage, some fresh stalks, because it's more flexible. But I've got some dry stems that I'm going to add to it as well. Ooh, let me get snug. So you gather the stems together in bunches. And you need some cotton string or jute string, garden string. The metal top is there so that you can cut it as required, like so. Now what I do to make the smudge stick a little bit fatter is I bend down some of the leaves like this to give it more body, like so, like so, like so. Watch out for any insects because you don't want them to get hurt. And like so, it smells so good. So it's going to look like this, fat. And then you're just going to wrap the string around to keep it all together. I leave a long piece on just one side because I'm going to knot it and loop it so I can hang it later. And I just basically wrap it round. I wrap it round like that, nice and tight to keep them together, keep all the leaves together, like that, and so. And any leaves that need to go back in, then you should have enough string to go back around and wrap it again. So it's nice and fat and tight. You must use cotton string because when you burn it, you don't want it to have a weird smell. You want everything to be natural. So I've got another leaf here that I can add to it, and some dried leaves as well. Hey Mimi. some dried stems, because you can't use the smudge stick until it's dry anyway, so there's no problem adding more. You like the smell of that? You do? So I just keep adding and push it in, crush it in, crush it in, like that. If the dried pieces are too crumbly, you can't use them. So as long as they're dried and they're flexible, then it's fine. Any dried bits will just fall off anyway. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to use. So, and I wrap again, and wrap again, wrap again, like that. And now I'm going to create a knot. That loose one I'm going to just tuck in, and then I'm going to just hang it to dry.